Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the Talking Turkey Fantasy Football Podcast. I am your host, Manny the Commish Jimenez, joined by my guy, my buddy, my pal.
And it is I, your co-host, everyone's favorite cup of coffee, Cody.
I sense a little bit of unenthusiasm in the voice there, Cody.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, had a rough Sunday, and then even rough for Monday. Having a little bit of hope going into Monday's games, and then having it drastically taken away from me by Geno Smith overthrowing his receivers multiple times. It's probably going to last for about a week. Yeah, until I have this easy matchup coming up on Sunday.
Geno definitely laid the proverbial egg, as they say, right?
Sure did. Had Bowers open in the end zone and overthrew him. Yeah. I can't get it out of my mind.
He threw Bowers. He overthrew Jacoby Myers a
couple times. Yep. Yeah. He did not look comfortable back there.
No. And Chargers defense losing, Khalil Mack. I thought, okay, now it's going to open up for him. And actually, they got even more pressure on him. They made him look worse. It was wild.
They were back there quite a bit, and Genti had a rough game too. I mean, we'll end up getting into that, but Chargers were in that backfield all night long.
All night long.
Yeah,
might be legit defense, more legit than we thought.
So, definitely.
Yeah, but
Harbaugh working his magic.
Yeah, so sorry to hear about that, bud. And that's
I'm sorry to have to discuss it and have to be on here with you, but I couldn't let you do a solo pod. I'm going to be here, win or lose.
That's right.
Even
I like
it.
I like
fucking
it.
Andrew.
I had to. So the sad part about this is that we've both taken L's from the person the one person you don't want to take an L from in this league, right?
Yes, which is quickly turning into Ruben if he even exists. But yeah. Also, Ruben wouldn't talk shit the way Andrew does.
No.
Yeah.
Ruben is if he's real.
If he is real.
Calm, cool, and collected. Yeah. Very, very respect. But Andrew's definitely going to let you know. He's going to let you know.
What happened to the A division, Manny? We were supposed to be 2-0 going against each other this week.
A division's looking.
It's upside down.
Upside down. It's the proverbial upside down, and we're gonna need L to come or 11 to come and save us because this is
man, exactly. We're stuck.
Yeah, the Demigorgon is running amok here.
Yep, we can't stop it.
Cannot stop it. All right, so let's do the rundown for this week and how we're gonna go about this. So we'll talk about the week 2 results, price turkeys, and players who we got cut. We're done with after week 2. We got a little bit more data, a little bit more understanding of what these teams and these players are. Any more disrespect that's been out there as it comes to this chat and our league in general. We'll get into 2-0 teams and 0-2 teams if there's any concern. And hey, surprise, there was actually a trade that happened. Go figure.
About an hour ago, just passed. With Manny being the deciding vote. Would you believe it?
Yeah, very, very fun. Waiver wire action, of course. Going to show you some adds and drops, dollar values that are associated to that, see if they make sense. And then finally round it out with Thursday Night Football. But let's get right into it with our week 2 matchups. And, starting with my matchup with, Gold Diggers, which is Ruben. And
if he's real,
if he is real, good game, Ruben. I will say after Sunday's afternoon games, I was not feeling good. Not
really
feeling good at all. No. Well, because you think about he had a pretty significant lead on me, at least by 15, 16 points. Mm-hmm. And then going into Sunday Night Football, which was
your boy Keenan Allen and the Chargers defense.
Oh, no, that was Monday night.
Oh, so, you're talking Sunday night. Okay.
Sunday night. Yeah. He had Hawkinson going.
Oh, okay. Against Atlanta.
And I was like, oh boy, he's going to get up over 25 points. And then he still had Baker to play on Monday night.
Yeah.
And his running back. So he had Baker and
Bucky.
Bucky Irving play on Monday night. So I'm like, if I get down 20, I'm definitely have no shot.
Yeah, that definitely would have been problems for you.
Would have been problematic. But
so then how were you feeling Sunday night after Hawkinson put up a big one?
Fantastic.
Really? Already? Even with Baker and Bucky still out there?
Because I felt just like, so we would talk about that Monday night game. I really felt like the Chargers defense just had to get a few sacks on Geno. We're going to get a couple turnovers, maybe a pick six or a fumble recovery. I'll be good. And I knew Keenan wasn't going to score. If you go back and look at the history of Keenan against the Raiders, Keenan dominates the Raiders. He averages a touchdown a game, 75 yards a game against the Raiders. He's a Raider killer, right? That he loves playing the Raiders. So I was like,
true. This is an older version of Keenan Allen, though.
He still looks fresh.
It's not like he. Oh, come on, not like he was 5-7 years ago when he was really crushing them.
With the way Justin Herbert's playing now, and the way teams are honing in on Lad McConkey for a good reason, right? Lad's a great receiver.
Yeah.
Keenan's actually got space to operate, and as soon as the play breaks down, who does Justin Herbert look for? He looks for Keenan Allen because he knows that's a sure-handed dude for him. Mm-hmm. So, as long as Herbert's playing great, I have a lot of faith in Keenan Allen getting more great opportunities, especially in that red zone, right? He's been the red zone target for him, so it's been great. So I was feeling good there, but it really was the Chargers defense that was kind of linchpin. And as with the way the game was going through the first half, I was like, I'm sitting there, I'm kind of analyzing them. Like, all right, if they don't score, they can keep it under 10 points. I definitely have a chance to stay ahead here. And that's exactly what happened. I mean,
Geno gave you three
picks. So that was 6 points right there.
Yep. 3 sacks.
Yep. It was a beautiful display all around for Chargers defense. So they were definitely a big reason I won. And, Jahmyr Gibbs obviously playing well. So my top 3 were Kyler, Gibbs, and Chargers defense. But I had, I had average performances all around on my team. And that's what I was happy about. My putting up 95 with no one really blowing up, that made me feel pretty good, right? Just standard, lows floor, not a high ceiling type of players. And they got me enough points just to win the week. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, anytime you finish in the mid-90s, you're going to have a really good chance to win in this league, being a standard league. Yeah. So, I'm sure Ruben, if he even exists, I'm sure he was feeling pretty good after Puka got him. Puka had a great game. They were trying to force a touchdown to Devontae Adams there, especially in the second half, trying to get one for him on the board. So if they weren't trying to, force things towards Devontae, Puka could have had even more points going against you. And then that Ravens defense got him 20. I mean, usually when a defense scores 20 for you, you're looking really good in your matchup and kind of sliding past 90 points into the triple digits, but it didn't look like it really worked out for Ruben there.
No, when I saw that, it was a flashback of the week before we're playing Andrew, right? The first 5 minutes of red zone, I see this massive play from the Falcons, right? And Bijan Robinson going for a 50-yard TD. Same thing. As soon as I turn on red zone, there's Puka Nacua going 45-yard play. I'm like,
on fourth down on a handoff.
I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Not again. Like, he gets the monster play. I was like,
right down the sideline.
I'm already down 20-0. This is insane.
Yeah.
And then, when the Ravens got those 20 points on that fumble because the Browns are just terrible. Yeah. I was like, all right.
Flacco can't move back there. So if you just, beat the offensive lineman, he's going down.
Yeah. So basically, he was up 40 points within by the end of the first
by like halftime of the first games.
Yeah, so
which coincidentally was about the time Ricky started going with his reverse jinx. Pulled it out early this time.
Pulled it out real early. It was but not even noon. I hadn't even gotten my tuna sandwich in, and it was already Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. So early it didn't work out for him.
Got the victory. Got
there
my first
win of the season. Congrats on getting on the board.
Woo, yeah.
You never want to. I mean, Romo's commish special or Lindsay special is looking better and better.
Looking better and better. Yeah. Let's talk about your matchup with.
If we have to, we have to abide by the laws and cover them all.
I mean, we can pass over it and wait till later, but I think I always, it's one of those things. If you have that, rip the Band-Aid off. Just
rip it off like a Band-Aid.
Rip it off like a Band-Aid and get over it. So. Andrew, he's now 2-0 on the season with.
Man, it even hurts hearing you say it.
Yeah, 2-0 on the season, leading our division.
Yeah,
with a pretty significant win when it comes to points wise, right? 101 is nothing to smirk at, right?
Yeah,
he could beat you in 82-79. We all would have been like, Andrew got lucky, but Andrew's team played significantly well, and I think the shocking part about this team is second best player on his roster right now is his kicker.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that. I mean, come on. I mean, He's amazing. I'll give him that. Not Andrew, to be clear. The kicker, Aubrey. The Cowboys were going to try and tie it up. There's 9 seconds on the clock, and they're on the 50-yard line. They run a draw play. They run it because they had so much confidence. They got him. He probably said, I like it on the left hash. They're like, all right, we got you. They decided to just run it to the left, call timeout, set him up for a 65-yard field goal. They didn't even throw an out route, try and throw something over the middle quickly to get more yardage. So they're like, 65, you're good. All right, we trust you. And he hit it, and he could have probably hit it from 67 or 68. And then again in overtime, he got even more points by finishing the game off. Aubrey's amazing. I mean, you got to give it to him. He could probably, him and Cam Little, Angels guy, could probably hit a 70-yarder, and I wouldn't be surprised.
I was going to ask that. Do you think one of those two guys is going to hit a 70-yarder this season?
I think they have to be given the opportunity to do it is the hard part. I think they're both capable of it. Maybe if they're indoors or if either of them happen to play in Denver in the high altitude, that ball can really soar. The NFL switched to new kicking balls this year, so I don't know if they're overinflated, if they have different leather that's making them fly a little bit better, a little bit further. But it seems like we are seeing some pretty decent long kicks, and this might be the year that one of the two of them actually do get a chance at a 70-yarder. I want to see it, and I think they can just get it over the crossbar and in.
It's well documented that I've been trying to remove kickers from our league for a handful of years now.
No, don't do it. Come on. Even losing this one, I still stand behind having kickers in fantasy.
Stand behind it, yeah.
They're on the team. They're on the team.
But when I see a kicker outscore Bijan Robinson, you have to understand how that it makes me hurt inside a little bit. I'm like, what is going on here?
But did he bring more value to his team than Bijan did?
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, it would kind of make sense, right?
Yeah. He definitely brought more value, right?
Because the Cowboys defense was giving it up to the Giants, so the kicker was just helping them stay in it, just like Bijan would do.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, it was a crazy draft pick, or even before the 10th round. I mean, he did not wait, and he got Brandon Aubrey early, and
sure did.
It's been panned out for him. So
yeah, I mean, he even had Tyreek Hill have a good game, put up over 100 yards, didn't score him a touchdown, thank God. But he was kind of shredding that Patriots defense. He cut Tua last week, but Tua was even looking good against that defense. I thought he might keep that stack going. Swapped over to Drake May, which was a big sleeper kind of in the preseason amongst a lot of fantasy podcasts, YouTubers, and whatnot. Picking like, hey, if you're going to wait on quarterback, wait for Drake May. I was surprised he was around and available for Andrew to scoop up, and that ended up being a good play for him against that garbage Dolphins team.
Yeah. Really, really smart play by Andrew, right? I thought he would stick with Tua one more time, and it probably would have worked out the same, but I mean, he would have been fine. But yeah, he took a dart throw, and it definitely worked out. So I think he's going to stick with Drake May going forward.
Yep. Yeah, and my team on the other side put up 79. McCaffrey had another good McCaffrey day. Nothing super stellar. He had a beautiful out route where the 49ers kind of pushed him out to be a slot receiver behind the line of scrimmage, and then ran an out into the end zone for him and caught a great ball from Mac Jones. When I was seeing that and seeing how they were utilizing him, it felt like McCaffrey was really starting to come back. Only 17 points, which for normal running backs is a good day, as you can see by Bijan, but for Christian, the God McCaffrey, I thought I would have gotten against the Saints defense 27, 28, maybe 30
point game for sure. With all the weapons being down, yes.
I wonder if having those weapons back, having Kittle, having a fully healthy Jennings, maybe once Ayuk's back, and having Purdy back there kind of opens up the defense. That way they don't have to put 8 guys in the box on every snap, knowing McCaffrey's getting the ball. That could really open up things for him. So that could kind of be holding him back if they're just keying on him,
Yeah. I mean, Mac Jones looked really good in the second half of the game.
Yeah. Right? The first half, he was definitely uncomfortable, but he did loosen up.
Yeah. So maybe that'll bode out well for him as he gets more comfortable with the offense, because I believe it's going to be another 2-3 weeks till Purdy's good to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like in practice he's still taking reps as the second or third QB, so it looks like they might be rolling Mac Jones out against Arizona this weekend. So we'll see. It might be a couple more weeks. As long as McCaffrey stays healthy, that's all I care about. His floor might be 15 points every week. So from there, the sky's the limit. I thought I made a great move picking up the Rams defense, and they got me 13, but going against a rookie quarterback, I really thought I was going to get more points out of it. I thought I might get a pick 6. Thought I might get, maybe 5-6 sacks with that Rams defensive line going against Cam Ward. They ended up putting some points on the Rams, but I really thought I paid up for them. I think $5 or $6 to pick them up, and I thought I was going to get more than 13 out of them.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I definitely had targeted them as a streaming defense for the week.
Yep.
Which is why I ended up going with the Chargers, right? And I felt great about that.
Same reasons,
right? Yeah. But I definitely Rams were my first target after last week, and because I saw that matchup against a rookie quarterback, Sean McVay is a great coach. Even though being on the road, I felt like, this is an opportunity for them to get that defensive touchdown, that pick six or that fumble recovery touchdown, but just didn't pan out for some reason. But they still played them well, just didn't get that big play.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, as far as your team goes, it's constructed, well. Where do you have concerns about Isaiah Pacheco, right? Let's just call it out there. We didn't know what we were going to see from Pacheco this year. Do you have concerns about him?
I vacillate back and forth between having concerns and then, because he was a target of mine in the pre-draft, kind of taking the more optimistic view. If you look at the two teams they played in weeks 1 and 2, it was the Chargers with the great run defense, as we saw what they did to Genti in that Raiders run defense. And then they had to go against the Eagles, which might have a top 3 defensive line. They were behind a little early. Patrick Mahomes, of course, in that situation is going to throw. He's been out there on passing downs. He's getting just as many carries as Hunt and looks a little bit better than Hunt. So I think once they have an easier matchup this week, they have the Giants. I'm holding out hope that he's going to start to look better. It was just 2 really strong defenses early on. And so I might not start him this week. I don't know. I don't want to give anything up since I play this week. Might play him on my flex, might play him in my running back spot, Manny. But I'm definitely not dropping him. I'm definitely holding out hope that offense should improve once they get Xavier Worthy back, once they get Rashee Rice back, and then he might get some goal line touches. The Chiefs so far haven't had a 1 or 2 yard. They haven't been on the 1 or 2 yard line to see who's going to be the one getting those goal line carries. So I'm still holding out hope for them. And in this matchup, Jalen Hurts in that same game only put up 9 points. Last week he had 25, I believe. So it was a bad game from Hurts. If I have an average game from Hurts, an average game from what I'm thinking Pacheco could be, and maybe if the Panthers offense can improve and McMillan can get some end zone looks, because he still hasn't scored a touchdown yet, even though he's putting up some pretty good yardage and
very good points.
Yeah. I still feel good about my team overall. Still putting up almost 80, especially with Brock Bowers coming off an injury, with Geno going against a tough defense overthrowing him. I think I still had the potential to score around 90 points. And I mean, at this point, I should probably apologize. Maybe I reached out to a lawyer friend of mine, and they helped me draft up a letter. So I guess without further ado, as your 4-time Turkey Bowl champion and co-host to your favorite podcast, the Talking Turkey, I have always abided by the mantra to be humble in victory and humble in defeat. I do need to take this moment and reflect and apologize, of course, to absolutely nobody. Okay? Do you hear me? Andrew's team is still ass. Okay? It is garbage if you look at his team. Okay? And I am still standing by my pick for my Lindsay special. It was Andrew. It's staying Andrew. If I wasn't so flustered by the fucking trade getting vetoed, I would have started Kraft, but no, I had to bench him to show solidarity with my friend Ricky. Okay. Kraft would have gotten me 20 points. Andrew's kicker got him 18. Get the fuck out of here. If he has a normal day, if I start Kraft, I beat him. It's not even close. I would have stomped him. I would have moonwalked all over his deadbeat team. Andrew's just getting lucky. He got lucky against you. He's getting lucky against me. Luck will only take you so far in life. And it's not even going to get you that far in Turkey Bowl. So I digress. I will be taking no further questions on this matter. All future press releases will be handled by my lawyer, Christopher Romanowski. Thank you for your time. I believe we have Carlos and Angel next.
Yeah. We are up to Carlos and Angel. So Romo, I'm sure you'll be getting some inquiries, but yeah, let's talk about the Carlos and Angel matchup. But I love it. Andrew, we'll see you in a few weeks from now, and both of us are looking forward to seeing you again very, very soon.
It can't come soon enough.
Yeah. But yeah, Carlos and Angels matchup now.
Yeah.
Closest matchup of the week, I believe, right? I mean, it was
the
score. Great matchup.
Yes, it was. And I think this was another one that came down to Monday Night Football.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. That Monday Night Football having 2 games on Monday Night Football. They've done a lot better this year, right? Instead of doing it overlapping on each other, they actually had it back to back. Good job, NFL. Realize people hate the fact that they have to watch 2 Monday Night Footballs at this games at the same time. So
they used to stick to that same 5:15, 5:20 start time, and then have the other one start, during the overlap when the fourth quarter is ending. But this time they moved it up, our time around, 4:15, and they didn't start the next one until the first one ended.
Yes. So East Coasters, apologize for you, but you stayed up great. But it was a West Coast game, so it was West Coast, fans who got to stay up and watch the game. So overall, but Carlos ended up falling. I thought Genty would get him over the hump. It didn't happen.
I mean, it kind of wasn't happening for him with his QB getting him -1. The one he just paid 40. What was it? Or no, he paid less. But I mean, the one he just picked up this week and cut Bo Nix for.
Carlos did drop Bo Nix, and he picked up 2 quarterbacks. He picked up Mike Penix Jr. and Justin Fields, and he ended with Justin Fields. Now, I'm not going to say it was a bad start. I probably would have done the same. The way Justin Fields played last week against that Steelers defense,
he looked great.
Gave you confidence back. Oh yeah, this guy's turned it around. I think it actually speaks more to the Steelers as maybe not being the elite defense we thought they were.
Yeah,
in back-to-back weeks now after this last week, the Seahawks going into Pittsburgh and taking it to them.
Really taking it to them.
Yeah, so I think it's actually a red momentum on the Steelers defense.
And don't forget, Fields got hurt and left early. So if he stays in, he could at least get 4 garbage time points. That would have flipped the matchup entirely.
He would have probably got 7 to 9 points to close out the day.
You would think so. It would have been a rough day, but not -1 rough.
9 point. Yeah, then but he did get that big play from James Cook with that big rushing touchdown. He got him points. Juwan Johnson, his tight end pickup of the week, got him double-digit points.
With Kittle hurt, that was a big pickup for him. Got him a touchdown in the end zone. That looked nice.
Yeah. And we typically see that in this league, right? If you see a player put up a 0 or a -1, or
especially if it's your QB, typically that's your high score.
Yeah, it's a dagger, and he still almost pulled out the W, right?
And he still put up 93 points. I mean, he's 0-2 at this point. He was, as we keep mentioning, my sleeper pick to be top 4. I still stand behind it. I think he's just gotten unlucky in some of these matchups.
I would agree. And
putting up 93 with your QB getting -1 is absolutely brutal. He was going to be on pace for over 100.
Yeah, he would have probably challenged for high score of the week. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Even Igbuka got him another touchdown. Texans defense in a tough matchup against the Bucs, who have a pretty good offense, gave him over double-digit points. You love to see that if you're him.
Oh yeah.
And on Angel's side, I mean, hey, he started Javonte Williams. He didn't last week and it cost him, but here he started him and it was his high score of the week.
High score of the week. He did not second guess himself, started Javonte, and Javonte paid out. I will say that game, that Giants Dallas game, was wild game. It was I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was just
I thought you were about to say, I will say he has no other choice. I mean, the other running backs he has on his bench, Dylan Sampson, who he just cut, Rashad White, and Kenny Gainwell, both solid backups on their team.
Yeah. I mean, Rashad White had a good game, though. I mean, 12 points. He played well on Monday night.
He stole the goal line carry at the end.
Right, I got that from Bucky Irving, which helped me get my victory. I was happy.
There you go. Yeah, if that flips. Ooh.
Right? Number 1, when I saw number 1 pound in the end zone, I'm like, thank goodness.
I didn't even think of that.
Bucky didn't throw. I was like, woo.
Wow, you were that close to being 0-2.
Yeah, I was that close. One coach decision away. So, Rashad White, you get flowers on me, buddy.
I guess so.
But yeah, wide receiver, team. Again, we talked about RB0 strategy. It's actually working out for Angel because Javonte Williams is that guy that everybody passed up, but Angel took a shot on him and ended up being a big score. I will say though, Nico Collins getting double digits, and Trey McBride doing okay. I think he'll be fine. Now, are we worried about Justin Jefferson's production going forward with JJ McCarthy going down, or is Wentz an upgrade?
No. I think we should be concerned. I mean, if you look at what Jefferson did in the past, he was putting up, I mean, you can ask Ricky. I mean, he's putting up 20+ point games like you wouldn't believe. And if not for that heroic fourth quarter last week, I mean, that still built him up only to 10 points. So he hasn't even put 20 points together on the season. So I think there is concern. Wentz, I guess we're going to have to see how he looks. We haven't seen him in a few years on the field, especially we saw Mac Jones come out the first half. He was very rusty. So I still think he could be concerned. This might be a good time for him to trade Jefferson and try and get a second running back to pair up with Williams out there. They do have an easy matchup against the Bengals, it looks like, this week. So maybe you wait a week, he has a great week, and then try and trade him off. I have heard rumors out there that Angel is really trying hard to shop for a running back too, shopping some of his top receivers. So maybe he can get something done, and maybe it'll get accepted. Maybe it'll get vetoed. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, there's definitely been some action out there. I will say after week 2, there's been a lot more chatter, a lot more discussion around trades, which is nice to see, and we've seen that come to fruition. So
yeah, especially because in this league, the waiver wire, it looks so brutal out there, especially for receiver and running back. I mean, it just looks like a wasteland sometimes. So the only way to really mix up your roster, find someone else who needs to mix something up, work something out, and then you can get the trade through. And it'll usually be cheaper than a fab acquisition. I mean, $5 compared to some of the money we've seen spent these past 2 weeks.
Oh. Yeah, we're definitely we've crossed that $250 threshold.
Indeed.
Instantly.
Indeed. Yes. Yeah. How do you, we talked a little bit about Carlos's team moving forward 0-2, but we both think he should be feeling better about his team, and maybe he's run into some bad luck. How do you think Angel should be feeling, moving ahead here?
Definitely some concern, right? He's got some quarterback concern, right? Jaden Daniels. So
knee injury.
What I didn't like about last Thursday night, and I was saying it in our chat, was the game was out of hand. Packers were cruising. Washington was keeping him late in the game, and they were getting to Jaden Daniels and hitting him. Like, if I'm the coach, pull him off. Like, there's no reason for you to go out there and get hurt. You were not coming back in that game. The defense was playing too good, and the Packers were just running the ball with Josh Jacobs in the latter half of the game. And then he ends up getting that knee injury because he tried to flush out of the pocket. He got flushed out, and then he got hit by 2 dudes. One guy wrapped his legs, the other guy hit him up top, and sure enough, he got knee injury. So what the extent of it is, I don't know. Kind of crazy. Even in the same game, Austin Eckler went down with an torn Achilles, right? So
yeah, that was bad.
In general, was like a disaster for Washington. And so I didn't like that part of it. As far as Angels team goes, again, will Javonte put up 19 points every week? It depends. It's really game script on Dallas, right? I mean, it really, really depends on who they're playing against. This was a shootout, which gave them more opportunity, but do we think Dallas is going to be in shootouts all the time? I mean,
I think they might be. I think they might be, man. I mean, even against the Eagles defense, they were moving up and down quite a bit. Their defense hasn't looked all that great. No. I mean, they were just allowing bomb after bomb to Wan'Dale Robinson. I think they are the team that's going to be like kind of the Bengals of the past couple of years. They're going to have to win 42-38, 39.
I mean, that's the case, and Javonte, will definitely have that opportunity to do so if he can stay healthy, fine. But yeah, as you said, Jacoby Myers, I don't really have a lot of trust in because of Geno Smith, right? Geno Smith looked terrible. Justin Jefferson just lost starting QB. We'll see what his backup does, right? Again, we don't know.
Rome Odunze's had 2 great games, and he had him on the bench.
Yeah, 26 points. I mean, he's got guys definitely in there, but he's going to be in that position now where he's got so many elite players at the wide receiver position. He's going to make that horrible decision of starting the wrong person week after week, right?
Risk that one going off on your bench.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just a little worried about him, what the decision making he's got to make. And then he's going to have to drop someone to pick up a backup quarterback in case Jaden Daniels' production is going to go down, right? Because he's not going to have that ability to run.
Scramble.
Exactly. So he's take 3 or 4 points off the board there per week. That's the unfortunate part. So,
okay. So you think this team is a playoff team, or you think out the playoffs at this point?
No. Still definitely a playoff team. Just not as scared as it was when this team was healthy, right?
Of Angels team?
I know, and not that I was scared. I was just like, but they could pop off and go up. But
I see. He put up 96 today, so that's a good score.
Yeah.
Again,
that's post all the data we have now, right? With the
Right.
injuries and stuff. So,
Yep.
right, the Dallas again. I don't think they're gonna play. They're not playing to play Giants one more time, but there's gonna be some games where they're not gonna need Javonte, and they're gonna have Dak throw a ton to CeeDee Lamb, because you look at CeeDee Lamb, he really hasn't exploded either
Yeah.
this season.
I mean, he had a good game against Philly, no touchdowns though, and a couple drops. But yeah, you haven't seen like a 150-yard game from him yet. But it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, so
yeah, that'll be coming.
Yeah, that'll be coming. And then every opportunity that happens there takes away from Javonte.
A bit, yeah. Okay.
But that's where my stance is. But no, playoff team, but to be seen on whether he's got opportunity to continue keep
Make
getting
it last over the year.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
Next matchup, McConkey Kong versus Top Gun Maverick. Probably the most one-sided affair of the week.
Yeesh. Yeah. No kidding.
Alex.
Bobby's team really taking it to him.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, the number one pick from the draft. Saquon Barkley, doing his thing, and Lamar Jackson, his second pick in the draft, did a great job. But outside of that, it was
a whole lot of nothing.
Nothing. I mean, he had 2 players pop off. He had 3 players pop off. Malik Neighbors in that Giants-Dallas game we just spoke about.
Yeah,
I mean,
including a kicker that didn't play.
He rushed through 5 balls almost at that damn scoreboard in Dallas, and Giants receivers came down with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ladd had a subpar game. Cortland Sutton, a big old goose egg. We talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Brees Hall, right after week 1, everyone's like, "Oh, Brees Hall is back," and now everybody's like, "Oh boy."
Yeah.
Is Brees Hall really back? We don't know. We'll see. So yeah, just a tough game all around. Packers defense, I mean, surprising because how good the defense was. It's good in real life terms, but in fantasy terms, it's actually not translating, right? Because they're not getting turnovers, they're not getting those fumble recoveries, they're getting
sacks though.
Getting sacks, but they're still allowing points, right?
They've also played Detroit and Washington, 2 teams that were expected to have top 10 offenses. So the fact that, I mean, Alex had the Broncos get him -1 against the Colts. So the fact that the Green Bay Packers aren't even getting that close or close to 0, I mean, that's still pretty good for Javi. His team's looking pretty fierce. Mahomes all of a sudden is rushing. Like, people always think of him as a scrambler. After these first 2 weeks, I heard a stat where he's already halfway to his season high in rush yards. I think his season high is 381, and he's already at like 150, 160. So he's running more than ever. That's really working out for Javi. The scary thing about Javi's team, he's putting up a crazy amount of points the first 2 weeks. I believe combined, he's the highest scorer in our league.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, Ladd McConkey, he hasn't even had a good game yet. He hasn't even gone off. So so there's still more points to be had on his team.
No, Javi's team is very, very scary. I mean, when I saw that pop off of Mahomes, JT, and Malik Neighbors, I was very, very worried about what was going to happen there. I was like, oh, yeah, Andrew's definitely going down. Not Andrew, Alex.
Yeah. So, I mean, as I mentioned before, Alex played a kicker who wasn't going to kick. He was hurt. He was out. So we saw Ruben, Carlos's minor league team do it last week. Alex is doing it this week. What's going on with these guys?
Yeah, Alex has Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley, and then a lot of nothing beyond that, right?
Yeah, I mean, even on his bench, it's not like he had a couple guys on his bench go off and he played the wrong ones. It's looking bleak. We could have, I mean, did anyone pick him as their commish special? We could have a back-to-back dick kisser. Potentially, I don't know. This might be the first time ever. I think one person, maybe Brandon, if I remember right, the person who I took the team from, had gone last place back-to-back years.
Yep.
But I'm looking to see if anyone picked Alex, and Angel actually picked Alex as his Lindsay special. So okay, I'm glad he wasn't unpicked because it's looking bleak for him right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, and if let's say something befalls Saquon or Lamar or something, it would be
just like last year. It would be just like last year for him.
It would be disaster. So
yeah,
don't want to see that. But there's definitely, he's one of those guys that's all the eggs are in this small basket, and you can't afford any danger there.
Yeah, or even if they get into a matchup where they're playing a tough defense and don't score that many points, he's gonna, even if they're healthy but don't score a lot, he really needs them to both have 25+ point days to really score into the 90s.
Are you worried about Drake London and Terry McLaurin for him, right? His two top receivers?
Yeah, London, I'm not concerned about. I still think he's going to have a great season. He'll be fine. Terry McLaurin coming off of the hold in, whatever he was doing, it kind of ruins the chemistry with your young quarterback. He's probably going to have a slow start. He might not wake up till week 6. So for the next few weeks, I am concerned about McLaurin. And now Debo's there taking targets from him. Potentially, I would be worried about McLaurin, but Drake London, I think, will still ultimately be fine. He'll be good.
Yeah.
He'll be top 12 to 15, and by the end of the year.
So I think the Eckler, Ertz, De'Ami Brown were taking a lot of targets away from Terry McLaurin. I think he'll be fine, Nick said, after a month maybe of the season, where he'll start being targeted more. He definitely looks out of sync with Jaden Daniels.
That's the chemistry aspect.
Yeah. So it's kind of strange, but they did play against really good defense again. You know, the Packers basically shut him down, kept him in the pocket, kept Daniels into the pocket as long as they could. Really shut them down. So we'll see when they start to play Dallas and they start to play the Giants and what those look like, right? I mean, they played Giants last week and you expected more, but when they play Dallas, that'll be the real test, right? Dallas' defense, as we just talked about, not too strong.
Yep, we saw what Neighbors just did to them.
Yep, see the carve them up and see if he can go in there. So Drake London for me is actually more of a concern than
really.
Yeah, and it's because of what I've seen over the last 2 weeks, right? Of how Atlanta's ran that offense.
Okay, I mean Minnesota is a top tier defense now.
Top tier defense. And even in week 1, their matchup was against Tampa Bay, which has great defensive line. DBs are a little suspect. But
we want to pass against them.
Yeah, you want to pass against them. So not them saying Michael Penix isn't a good quarterback, but maybe there's a little bit of ramp up time necessary, right?
If you go back to week 1 and look, he had 15 targets. I mean, that doesn't happen all that often. Anytime your receiver gets 10 targets, that's great. He only caught 8 of them. They were for 55 yards. I think that just goes to show you moving forward, like he's going to end up being fine once they just connect on a couple of those.
Yeah. And the 15 targets and only having that, that many yards, it's very reminiscent of Rondale Robinson last season, right? Just catching the ball too close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but I don't think they have that same issue with the Falcons with London. I think a lot of teams handle week 1 kind of like it's a preseason game 4. They're still shaking the rust off. Again, Penix, just like Daniels, young quarterback coming in for his second season. He didn't even have a full season last year. He only got to play at the tail end of it. And they had a great connection at the last 4 games. London was really exploding and going off. I think it might, just this upcoming week, who do they have coming up here? Carolina. This is probably the get right week for Drake London here. Yeah. If he still has a bad week here and then again against Washington going into their bye, then I'll express some concern. But at this point, I'm full steam ahead with Drake London.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Good with that. I want to see it happen, right? I want to see some production out of those two because I felt like that should have been week 1, right? With the 15 targets should have translated to 100 plus yards and a TD, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Very strange. But Javi, congratulations, 2-0.
In first place in the league with the tiebreaker.
Yep. It's looking good.
Yeah.
My guy, Rob Benitez, the big
your pick to be the top 4 finisher.
Yeah, he looking great. Again, having Dak Prescott in that big Giants Dallas game.
Yep.
His top 3 picks looking great.
Yep.
When it comes to Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs had a good game.
Yep. He's good draft picks all around. Again, had a couple guys pop off, right? Dak, Josh Jacobs, Devontae, and then
everyone else kind of had average days, but he still put up in the mid-90s.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all Rob's going to need is different guys, and all the guys on his team have the potential to break those big plays. Chase Brown does, right? Chase Brown's opportunity might actually increase now with Jake Browning now being the starting quarterback for the Bengals. They're going to probably need more dump offs to Chase Brown and give the opportunity to get in space. So
it could be because the offensive line is not opening up holes for him. He's going to have a tough time running back there.
Yeah, but he's the pass catcher back as well. So all that does is increases his value.
It does. He only had I guess Burrow went down early in that game, and he still only had 3 targets the rest of the way. It seemed like Browning was just keyed in on Jamar Chase and throwing to Chase, throwing the chase, threw 3 interceptions, didn't care, kept throwing the chase. So I don't think Browning's going to check down as much as you might think. I think it kind of hurts Brown's value.
I think with a week of preparation and a week of them having to change the whole thing, right? So when a quarterback goes into the game without any week of prep, it's very different than when they go in with a week of prep, right? So
just you know that from your playing days.
I mean, it's just proven across the NFL, right? So we're like seeing Carson Wentz going to start this week for the Vikings. Right. I actually think Carson Wentz is going to have a very surprisingly good game. I think a lot of people are underrating him. I think, he's been, a guy that has consistency, but Kevin O'Connell's a great coach.
Yep.
Carson Wentz can throw the football. And
he likes to throw downfield, take some risks.
He's got great weapons, right? So I think he'll have a fine game. So same thing here. I think that Browning is, after a week of prep, is going to be able to, right? Because he's coming in the game. That was actually brilliant by him. I don't care how many picks I throw. The best player on my damn team.
Especially when you're playing the Jaguars. Like, hey, let's let it rip.
Yeah, let it go to I'm not going to be the guy who loses the team. I'm going to go to my number one guy and let him handle business. So that's kind of how we went about it. It'll probably be different this week. But Rob's team looking good. Even on the bench, you got Pickens with the big score there.
And we saw the Rams start to force the ball to Devontae Adams a little bit more, so he's got to be feeling strongly about that.
Oh, I love that. That.
Yeah.
So I know Puka managers are not happy about it, but
yeah. And once Purdy's healthy and coming back, he can kind of play the matchups with Prescott and Purdy. Just whoever has a better matchup, put him in there, and then you can kind of play it so that you're getting those 20-plus point games out of his quarterback.
Prescott or Purdy rest of the season?
I mean, Purdy already has a toe injury. He already has a shoulder injury, and he's got a couple questions on his offensive line. I'm going to go Prescott.
I would do the same. Prescott. I'm riding Prescott all the way.
Yeah.
The offensive line is better, obviously, than what they're dealing with in San Francisco. Yep. And as we said, the Dallas, if they're in shootouts every weekend because their defense is that bad,
that's going to equal fantasy points.
I mean, Dak was the reason I won DraftKings this week. Because
you were the only guy that didn't have anyone hurt. Oh, that's clever. How smart of you to foresee the future like that, Manny.
Yeah. Dak out there. When all of you guys started Joe Burrow against
Dak might end up with more fantasy points than Purdy, but I can tell you Purdy's going to end up with more wins than Dak at the end of the year.
Woo! Yeah. All right. Spicy. Yeah. I think the division. I don't know. I mean, the Seahawks are better than I anticipated. So.
Yeah. I think the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers all 2-0, and the Seahawks are down at the bottom at 1-1. So it's a pretty strong division. Yeah. And then looking from Rob's team down to Egger's team, if your high score is going to be your defense, even if they are getting you 22, it's probably not going to be a great week for you. And it looks like he only put up 76 there. I mean, Josh Allen only getting him 10 in a blowout win is kind of surprising considering what he did to Baltimore's defense last week in that crazy shootout game. I think he had 41, was it, in this league? So he's missing those extra 41, those extra 31 points out of him that he thought he might get from him. But without that, he didn't even come close to touching 90.
Well, I don't know if you watched the game. He got popped in the face.
I heard about that. And they had to do some damage there. He's going to wear a visor this week.
Gushing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you break your nose with the face mask, but it happened.
Yeah, I think someone might have gotten under, or if they pushed the helmet back into it.
Yeah, so that probably could have played a factor in him.
Yeah.
He went from 14 carries in week 1 to only 6 carries in week 2. So
6 carries for a QB is still a lot.
That's a lot, but I mean, for Josh Allen, that's like basically like
it's a lot, but maybe not game breaking.
Exactly, and they're not design runs, right? The 14 carries means do design runs for Josh. The 6 carries could have been all scrambles, right? Him scrambling, right? So
or maybe half and half.
Yep. So that was kind of a different, So big difference in score line there for Josh Allen.
Well, Edgar last week competed for high score of the week, but then Josh Allen getting him 10 and Derrick Henry. I mean, only 1 point. What do you have? 23 yards rushing, no touchdowns against the Browns when everyone else on that Ravens defense was going off. That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt because you think he's got to be telling himself, average game from Allen, average game from Henry, and I win this. And he got subpar games from both of them.
Both of them. Subpar. Only 11 points between 2 is very, very shocking, right? If you're the manager of those 2 players. the Derrick Henry thing, right? He had that late fumble in week 1 that cost him the game against the Buffalo,
Yep.
right? And now he had another fumble again against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Is it in his head now? Is it?
It could be mental. I mean, some guys, I don't know. Some guys are fumblers, some guys aren't. Adrian Peterson, one of the best running backs I've ever seen, had fumbling issues. I mean, he had huge hands, strong muscles. You couldn't explain it. Maybe it is mental. I don't know. But I wouldn't be too concerned with Derrick Henry going forward. He's still the man.
That'll be fine. No, King Henry is going to do his thing, but it's just surprising to see someone of that size, stature, and ability to have 2 fumbles in back-to-back weeks. And
I mean, it's a rough week for him. It's probably going to be his lowest output of the week. I wouldn't be too concerned going forward. But let me ask you this. We just covered someone else's team who's very dependent on a quarterback, running back, superstar combo. Do you think Edgar's team is shaping up to be similar to Alex's team, where he's going to rely on big weeks from Allen, like Alex relies on Lamar, and also Henry, like Alex relies on Barkley? Do you see similarities here?
Well, let's look at his next set of backs right there, Kenneth Walker and James Conner. Both those guys are in true time-splitting situations now.
Right.
We look at Kenneth Walker. He essentially was 50-50 with Charbonnet this last week.
Yeah, and I think it was 40-60 the week before.
Right? And Charbonnet looking great. He's actually looking great when he catches the ball out of the backfield and when he's doing his run. So Walker had a great game this week. Don't get me wrong. The Steelers, I think this is a referendum on Steelers defense rather than when the Seahawks or last week when the Jets played them. I think that Steelers defense is overrated. So Walker had a good game, but you even with that great game, if he would have gotten 70% of the carries, he would have had a ginormous game, right? 25+ point game, and that didn't happen for him. James Conner, you look at his splits between him and Trey Benson. Again, it was 70-30 in week 1. It trimmed down to 16-40 in week 2. The Cardinals are giving more time now to Trey Benson and more snaps to Trey Benson.
Who happens to be on Alex's team.
Yep, to be more explosive, right? So he's going to have to make a decision there to figure out what he's going to do. So I think those 2 backs are in time-splitting situations, and his wide receiving core is probably, for me, the softest of the group of the league.
Wide receiving core and the tight end.
Yeah. I know everybody loves Mike Evans, and Mike Evans is great. 10+ years, 1,000 yards.
Taken over though.
Yeah, but Emeka Egbuka is the real deal. I mean, Baker is shoving that ball down the kid's throat. And he's got more juice. He's got great hands. You're seeing it. Right? They're not throwing those deep out routes like they were a couple seasons ago to Evans. So.
Looking forward, whose team do you like more between Alex and Edgar? It seems like they are pretty similar in builds. They both have backup, their RB2 are guys in timeshare committees, with Alex having Montgomery. I do like Alex's receiver core a little bit better, and he has Kelsey, who could have maybe a spike 2 touchdown week. He has been dropping balls, which is unlike him. So maybe mentally he's not in it anymore. But again, Edgar's got a pretty weak tight end as well. Which team do you like more moving forward?
It's so hard to bet against Josh Allen and Derrick Henry.
Compared to Lamar and Saquon, though?
Come on. It's like an alternate universe between the two, right? What are the best 2 stack combos?
Yeah. It would be remiss of me to fail to point out that one of our divisions named after Josh Allen and another division named after Saquon, and they each have one of them.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Good call there. I guess I go Alex. Just
really? That you like more?
Yeah, the edge because of the wide receiver and the tight end role.
Okay.
I think Edgar could have done a lot to upgrade his tight end position over the last 2 weeks, and
failed to do so.
I mean, Dalton Schultz. Why?
You had idea.
Zach Ertz out there. You had
Bannon. Carlos took Juwan Johnson. There were some options there. Yeah,
so many options out there.
You could have traded for Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, even that sounds like there was something in the works there.
Wow. It didn't ever get very far, but it was, it could have been an option for him.
Yeah, so I think he's
See, I think I might take the other side. I might lean Edgar's
Edgar?
side here just because of the running back core. Even though Connor's splitting time and Walker's splitting time, I think they're both more reliable than, Alex, who has David Montgomery. And after that, Jerome Ford, who just got bumped to the RB3 on his team. And then he has Benson, who he's hoping takes more time from Connor. So I think I would lean Edgar. But I can see you leaning Alex. It would be interesting to see these two play in the, in the loser bowl.
Yeah, we'll see how those two, when they play each other, what that looks like, right? What that 1-2 punch for each one does.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and too bad it couldn't have been when Baltimore was playing Buffalo.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been real good. All right,
actually, that did happen last week. It was good. And Edgar ended up topping him. That's right. I thought that sounded familiar.
Edgar got the dub.
He did against him in that crazy Sunday game. I wish they could have been watching together.
Last high score of the week, Romo.
Yeah, to our final matchup here, Romo against your brother, our champ.
Yeah, a lot of controversy this week with Ricky's team. The trade that didn't happen, obviously, with Tucker Kraft and Debo and you guys. Ricky almost got Tucker Kraft for basically free.
Well, I'm going to go that far. Debo's pretty good. Debo still had, 14 points?
He had double-digit points. He had a good run, good performance. And he'll get fed the ball more this week as well with Eckler being down.
Funny how now it's him getting Kraft for free instead of me getting Debo for free. how the perception changes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would have been. I mean, based off of that week 2 performance, Kraft was the #1 tight end on the week. I mean,
and it wasn't even close.
It wasn't close. But so Ricky, started the jinx early on after not even halfway through the first set of games.
Oh, the reverse jinx. Yeah, he sure did. And hey, to his credit, he was right. Romo, congrats on your victory. Ricky handed it to you at 10:40 a.m.
And I think it was as soon as Joe Burrow went down, right? He went down early in the game.
Yeah.
Ricky threw in the towel.
Yeah.
That's it. He had
But in fairness, Romo had Chase, so you didn't know how that was going to play out with the backup coming in.
Yeah, well, I mean, 15 plus targets. I mean,
it ended up being that, but
no one knew what the outcome would be. But I mean, anytime you started QB, it's pretty much dead in the water, right?
Yeah, especially that early in the game. If it happens late third quarter and mid fourth, it's not as bad. But that early in the game, and now he's going to be out for 3 months minimum, having surgery, like brutal.
Yeah.
And Burrow was a guy he drafted last year and cut after week 1. This time he's like, I'm not cutting him. Now he has to cut him.
Yep.
I mean, he's going to be out until mid-December. That's essentially the whole fantasy season.
Whole season. Yeah. Bother. I mean, they don't even bring him back. It doesn't make any sense. Hunter Henry was his tight end replacement for the Tucker Kraft debacle, and
it was for the Turd Ferguson debacle that turned into the Tucker Kraft debacle. Yeah, and he got outscored by Austin Hooper, the backup tight end on his own team.
Ouch.
Yeah. Absolutely brutal. He still had a good game from Nick Chubb, getting the touchdown at the end where it looks like the Bucs let him score. So I don't know if I'd be feeling great about playing Chubb going forward.
So when I saw the end of that game, I'm thinking to myself, why are the Texans trying to score so fast? What are they doing? And they deserve to lose that game. That game management at the end was atrocious.
Well, and Chubb's a veteran. He needs to be smarter than that. When he realizes the defense is letting up, go down at the 5.
Who was it last season? Was it Montgomery or Gibbs that went down right at the slid towards the 1 to end the game?
I think it was Gibbs. Yeah.
You got to be smart. You got to know what they're trying to do. Like, all you need is a field goal to win. And they're letting you score because they want the ball back so they can beat you.
It gives them better odds.
Dummy.
Yep.
So that was.
Hey, Ricky didn't care. It got him fantasy points.
I mean, got him fantasy points, but all for naught, right? All for naught. But
in the end, I mean, Ricky still put up 91. It would have been interesting to see Joe Burrow stay healthy in this game. If he would have gotten 20 more out of Burrow, which is about what Browning got. And Browning threw 3 picks. I mean, potential was there for Ricky to beat Romo if Burrow stays healthy and take the high score.
If Joe Burrow gets to 12 to 15 points and that trade goes through, right, with Kraft.
Oh, I mean, he does it. Yeah.
Ricky wins because Amon-Ra popped off, right?
Yeah.
So, with 31. So,
even with the disappointing game from Marvin Harrison Jr., he kind of has, I mean, as he let everyone know, he has 6 receivers. Well, you're going to every week be picking and choosing which ones to play. It's going to be difficult.
Is he going to start Debo over Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I think he's going to look. I think he's probably mad at Marvin Harrison Jr. Debo has the Raiders, so I can see him starting Debo. It might depend on if Daniels is playing. There's a chance he might not play. Marvin Harrison had a juicy matchup against the Panthers. He's playing the vaunted 49ers defense next, who's looking refreshed and re-energized with Saleh at the helm. He'll probably end up playing Debo. He's going to have to over Marvin Harrison, I think. That's probably going to be his best bet.
Or Zay, right? Debo.
Zay's on my team now, my friend.
Oh, Zay is on your team. Oh,
yeah,
that's right. That just
a little sneak preview for the upcoming segment.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to start Debo in that.
Yeah, I think he will end up starting Debo over Marvin Harrison. When you see a matchup like the Panthers, you get 2 points out of it. Yeah, it's going to be tough to kind of rely on that going forward.
Oh yeah, and that was exactly why I made. We'll talk about my decision to move on from my quarterback because of that performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't put up a 20-point game against the Carolina Panthers, I can't trust
you. It's time to go.
Time to go.
Yeah, earlier in the pod, you mentioned the Eckler injury. Ricky, unfortunately, not a guy who has a lot of running backs this season. He had Eckler, and so he loses him to the Achilles. It's just absolutely brutal for Eckler himself and for Ricky's fantasy chances. He lost 2 guys in 1 week.
That's tough, man. It's tough. And when that Eckler injury happened, I hate seeing players go down, especially like that. I've torn my Achilles before during a soccer game. It sucks. It's the worst feeling in the world. And as soon as I saw him cut, I knew what it was. I was like, oh, that hurts. I mean, but fantasy-wise, I was like, oh, well, my guy's going to have opportunity now, right?
I bet you did think that, man.
Bill Crosby,
I bet you did.
It's a terrible, terrible way to think about it.
The only people who cheered that Thursday night when that happened.
The human side of me was very bad for Eckler. The fantasy football manager side of me was like, ooh, So,
yeah. Oh, I know.
So we'll see what Krosky Merritt does now. He's been listed as the number 1 RB on the depth chart, and here we go.
Yeah. We covered Ricky's team. Romo, as you mentioned, was the high scorer of the week. Chase with the backup quarterback, only had eyes for him, really went off. He had a bad week last week. I don't know if Romo was questioning, where he took Chase at, what was it, the number 2 pick overall. But these are the games he can give you. And so that just reassures him like, okay, that was the right decision to make in that spot. And Achane could have had even more points. I don't know if you saw, but he was called out with like just a fraction of his foot out when he kind of was juking the defender, making him think he was going out, cut back inside and would have scored a long one. They reviewed it and just the edge of his foot outside out of the boundary line.
I watched that play live and I saw it live. I was like, oh, I think he stepped out. And then when I saw the ref like going back and I was like, oh, come on.
Could have had a bigger day.
Yeah. So No, Romo got some big performances. Justin Herbert, I probably the surprise quarterback of the season so far, which he shouldn't be. We all know Justin Herbert's a really, really talented quarterback. He's just kind of been in a weird malaise the last couple seasons. But this year, Greg Roman's let him throw the ball, and I love it.
Yeah, he's been in a run-first offense the past few years. Now, they got Keenan Allen back. They drafted McConkey last year, who's looking great. They're really, the strength now of the team is just letting him open it up and let it fly.
Quentin Johnson back-to-back weeks with bomb touchdowns.
They're drawing up plays for him, and he's catching it. Exactly.
It reminds me of a Hot Hands Heenan, right?
Yeah.
Hot Hand Heenan put the stuck in him on.
Exactly. You can't fail to catch it.
So, Herbert's playing like that and getting big points from big plays from his wide receivers. Romo's going to be riding high all the way into the playoffs. So
I laughed when he took ETN. I really thought he was going to be the backup running back on that team, and it seemed like Tank was kind of lining up to be the starter there, and he's had 2 back-to-back really good games in his lineup. The most disappointing part of his team this year, I'd say Kyle Pitts, but we all expected that. It's probably Omarion Hampton. That's a guy, first-round draft pick coming into this Chargers offense, great offensive line, even with the injury to Slater. They're still moving Joe Alt around, and he's looking great on the left side. Hampton can't get going. Najee, he fumbled even at the end of the game and they took him out. Didn't come back in. It was all Najee after that.
When he fumbled that ball, I wanted to grab his neck through the screen because
I think the coaches
all we had to do was run the clock out so the Raiders don't get another opportunity to score.
Yeah,
all I was looking for was the no touchdown shutout. I was like, oh my goodness, come on, Hampton.
Yep.
It's awful. Right?
Yeah. Put the defense back on the field.
Yeah, and annoying. But the Chargers defense just looked stellar. So I was really, really happy to see that performance.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Romo, start sit decision. Do you start Jordan Mason over Amari and Hampton?
Oh, easily. I mean, with how Hampton's looked early this year, and then with the injury to Aaron Jones, we're going to see what Mason can do. Again, we saw what he could do as the RB1 last year in San Francisco. He's going to be in another offensive-friendly environment in Minnesota. He's got to start him over Hampton at this point. Let Hampton sit on the bench. Let him prove it first. Then you can bring him in. Or if you really have a need for a flyer on a bye week with them coming up here in the next 3 weeks, then you could put Hampton back in. But for right now, he's either got to try and trade Hampton and hope people haven't noticed his first 2 weeks, or just keep him on his bench until he starts to break runs off.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with a similar start sit situation with my rookie running back as well. So I agree with you. I'd start Mason. Mason got the pedigree before he got hurt with Niners. He showed that he could do it, and now he's the sole back in with the backup quarterback playing.
Until Aaron Jones is back.
Fire him up.
Yep. I agree. Right. Congrats to you, Romo, on the high score of the week.
High score of the week. Well done.
That's right.
Way to earn your $15. So,
yeah.
Of those 2-0 teams, which are Javi, Romo, and Andrew.
That sounds so weird to say. My God.
So weird. What 3 teams will continue to ride their streak into next week?
Did you say what 3 teams?
What of the 3 teams?
Of the 3, I see. I mean, we kind of did it in the breakdown of the matchups. I think it's Javi. I mean, as we mentioned before, I mean, we don't have to glaze over his team some more, but I think Javi not having McConkey really get going, Jaylen Warren starting to look like the true RB1 there in Pittsburgh. Mahomes is running the ball more than he ever has before. A lot of things are going well for Javi's team. He was on the recipient of an Aaron Jones injury, but Aaron Jones was on his bench. He doesn't even need him, and he's still putting up over 100 points. So I can see, I can see Javi being the guy who's going to be the last to lose in this league. It's always interesting when we kind of see guys who are maybe 4-0, 5-0 go against each other. But with Romo and Andrew being the other 2 guys who are undefeated, to me, it's without a doubt Javi.
Nice. I would agree. I do think Romo still has a good matchup this week against Angel, where he'll potentially get that victory there as well. So I think both of them want to start, Andrew's going up against Ruben, right? We don't know if he's real or not. So
we do not know. There's not really been much evidence there. And then Javi gets Edgar. We kind of get a breakdown on Edgar's
team. 3-0 teams by the end of the weekend.
We potentially could. Do you think? How about that? Do you think all 3 will remain undefeated after this week?
I'm going to call yes.
Really?
I'm going to call yes. I'm going to say all 3 will remain undefeated.
I'm going to say one of them loses. It won't be Javi. It's going to be either Andrew or Romo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're going to, after this week, we'll have 2 teams that are left at 3-0.
Who's Javonte Williams playing this week? That is the key.
that is key because
Chicago, never mind. Angels winning.
Oh, sorry, Romo. Well, from high score of the week to taking your first L. Wow, that's a rough one.
Yeah. No, Javonte Williams against the Chicago defense. Next week, Dallas plays Green Bay, not this week. So that where I shut Javonte Williams down. But this week against Chicago, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So then on the other side, the 3 teams that happen to be 0-2. I mean, we have Carlos, we have Alex, and we have that Ruben character. Do you see all 3 of them moving forward to Nick this upcoming week going 0-3?
We'll call Ruben an avatar, right? We'll just say he's an avatar for some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the avatar.
0-3. I'm gonna definitely.
I checked. None of them play. They don't play each other.
None of them play each other. So, yeah. I think it's.
You got Ruben. Carlos and Ricky, and then of course with the avatar, you also have him going against Andrew, who's 2-0, and then you have Alex going against Rob.
I think Andrew wins, so I think Ruben's the only 0-3 team left.
Oh, so you think 2 of them get a win?
I think 2 of them get a win.
Wow. Okay.
I think Carlos gets his dub.
Yep.
And Alex gets his dub too.
Wow. You think Alex will beat Rob's team?
By some weird, ungodly thing, there will be. Okay. Because the matchups, Lamar Jackson's going to be a shootout with Detroit. Saquon's going to score. He's not going to get anything from David Montgomery. But Hollywood Brown should get a bigger role against that Giants game. Again, if it's a shootout, because Russ now knows he's going to chuck the ball. So KC's going to be forced to chuck the ball as well. And then Drake London against Carolina, as we talked about, right? This is the get right game, as we said. Terry McLaurin against Vegas. So yeah, I mean, Alex has very good matchups up and down the line.
Okay. Wow. Well, okay. So we'll have 2 3-0 teams and 1 0-3 team moving forward. That's going to really cluster up the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a bunch of 2-1 and 1-2s there, fighting for top 8.
Oh yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting on how this shakes up over the next couple of weeks. We'll see who are the pretenders and who are good luck next season.
Yeah, I mean, and don't forget, this is the last week of our interdivisional games. Starting week 4, we go intra-divisional where we start playing the other divisions. So this is the last week until the last 3 weeks where you do play the people that you ended up with inside the Allen, Barkley, or Chase division.
Yep. So I'm definitely concerned about Ruben's team, right? The Avatar. So
yeah,
being a new member into the league, reading the bylaws and seeing how his thing went down.
He might not have read them.
He might not have read them, but
week 1 he had a kicker who was on IR and he just kept him there all week.
I mean, the next 3 matchups, he plays Andrew this weekend, then he has Carlos, and then he has Robin, then he has Javi.
Ooh, we might be looking at 0-6. Is that what that would be? Wow.
He doesn't get his first dub until week 7 against Ricky.
Oh, okay. You're calling it now. Wow. Harsh words for the champ.
Yeah.
Jeez. Wow. Yeah. I think potentially he could go maybe 0-10 before he gets his first one.
0-10.
Yeah. Yeah. Just looking at how he's played it, looking at his roster. I mean, Bucky could break some off. Puka's capable of doing a lot, but I could see him kind of hitting a rough stretch for a while here. Just start to then don't forget Andrew's first year in the league. He had a rough stretch as well.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
So that's what Carlos said at the barbecue, right? You guys better like going to Fontana. Or
oh no. He did warn us. I mean, it felt like we had to go to Fontana last year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's round up the matchups and round up where we think who's okay, who shouldn't panic, and teams that should probably be panicking and making some moves.
Yep.
We got a trade that passed. Hey,
what?
A trade.
We did have a trade before, but this one was approved by the Illuminati.
This one was approved. That's right.
Yeah.
It went through a very rigorous congressional hearing, understanding that there was laws and bylaws that needed to be adhered to for this process. And
of course. And Manny being the league deciding 7th or 8th vote somewhere there. Yep. 7th or 8th, yes.
Whatever the rules are.
Whatever the rules are in your league.
So once I was hoping selfishly that we were going to go down the same path, right? I wanted to see a little bit more chaos, right? I want to be very candid here because I think it's good for the league, good for the content. Because if I thought the first trade was much more fair than this one, actually, if I'm being real.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I thought the first trade, that's why I voted yes for the first trade.
Okay.
He's like, oh, yeah, and look how quick I voted yes. Angel and I were, that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
No problem. And I stood by that, where we got a bunch of backlash. Oh, you guys are weak. How could you vote in favor of that? And then ended up looking at like, oh, look at week 2. All of a sudden, it was fine. But
it wasn't the same trade. There were some little extra pieces added in.
Oh no, I'm saying like after week 2, then
I see.
My Robs and Angels vote of yes for the first trade was validated, right? We were saying, the Ricky's getting good value and Cody's getting decent value for his right. They're both getting value out of this. So after week 2, now you guys came back together. We have you receiving Zay Flowers and Chuba Hubbard.
That's correct.
For Tucker Craft finally is on Ricky's roster after week 3, after 2 weeks. So after a week of crying, right? 10 days, I think, in total, but it happened.
Yeah.
And he's received Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
So not that I don't think this trade is not fair. It's a very fair trade. I just think the clear winner in this trade is you.
You think so?
I do.
Why is that?
Because Zay Flowers is a true number 1 wide receiver.
I think he's breaking out this year.
A very, very high-powered offense. I'm not going to lie. I offered Ricky a couple people for him as well. So that's really very candid about it. Yep.
Okay.
Love what I've seen out of Zay Flowers so far. Speedy, fast, great hands. he's what we all wish Quentin Johnson to be.
Yeah, exactly. Just doesn't quite have the size, but everything else,
yeah, the hands, the speed, everything, right?
Yep.
Get into space. But Zay Flowers is doing it well. And I love Chuba Hubbard, right? Chuba Hubbard is a great floor running back. He's going to give you that.
The only problem is that offense, though, his touchdowns will be limited compared to the running back I'm giving up.
But he still catches out of the backfield well.
Yeah,
he still gets opportunities, and he still will get the goal line touches, right? He does everything for that team. So, and he has a great history of being healthy. I mean, a couple nicks here and there, but
good track record,
pretty crack. So, Chuba Hubbard has a great floor. Not does he one of these explosive guys going to pop off for a 50-yard, 60-yard run? No, he's not going to do that. He's, 10 to 12-yard rush guy, going to get those goal line touches, going to get you 10 to 15 points a game.
Plus some catches out of the backfield.
Plus catches. So good floor there, right? So I think you got an elite number one receiver and a good floor running back.
Yeah.
Nicky got the number one tight end of the season. That's great. That's good.
I think he'll still finish top 5 in the tight end conversation.
I agree.
Yeah.
But there's going to be teams keen on him now. And the Packers have so many weapons. Christian Watson's coming back in a couple weeks.
But they play completely different roles in that offense.
Yeah,
and
but
Christian Watson can't stay healthy. Golden hasn't even really touched the field yet either.
That's exactly another point. Golden hasn't even gotten his opportunities yet. And Golden right now actually has the best separation in the league than any other wide receiver in the league. They've done a statistic on his separation speed. He's number one.
Yeah, and what happened? Jordan Love either overthrows him or underthrows him. Interesting. Fraud watch.
So
it's
not that Tucker Kraft is this amazing elite. He's just gotten those early opportunities. Those opportunities are going to get dispersed a little bit. So Tucker Kraft is still going to get his. It's just not going to be probably the output that he's been getting over the last 2 weeks. He's going to have some games where he still pops off for 20, 25 points, but then you'll see
being a tight end, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah. But you're going to see some games where he gets 4 or 5 points because they're dispersing the ball. And the way the Packers defense is playing, and if they're playing in games where they're ahead by a lot, and let's say Tucker Kraft only has 2 catches on the game, but they're up by 3 touchdowns, what are they going to do? They're going to run the ball. They're not going to – why? They got Josh Jacobs. So I just feel like the game script can work negatively against Kraft in games that when they play the Vikings, when they play the Bears, they're going to just – those are games when Kraft probably isn't going to be needed in the offense is what I want to say.
Right.
So –
but also, playing a different role, tight ends versus receivers. You're used to tight ends not scoring as many points as receivers. If you can get a guy who's going to be a top 5 tight end, for a receiver who's going to end up being somewhere maybe the 10 to 18 range at the end of the year, that's still pretty good value, especially if you were rolling out. I mean, the guys he was rolling out with Terrence Ferguson or whatever his name is, and Hunter Henry getting him pulled back-to-back zeros.
Yeah. No, he's going to be better in that space for sure. He'll have stability at the position.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's going to have that elite production that he missed out on.
In week 2, I mean, it's going to be tough to replicate that. But don't forget, he's also getting Kyron, who's in a great offense. Typically gets the goal line carries. It seems like Corum got the one, this past weekend because it was the 4th quarter and they were up and it was garbage time and they decided to give him his first touchdown. He has some tough matchups coming up. He's got like the Eagles. I think he has Tampa. He also has the 49ers. With those matchups coming up and the Rams being such a pass-first team, I thought it was a good time to kind of let go of Kyron, even though it can kind of come back to bite me, and Kyron will probably finish the year above Chuba, depending on how many more touches Blake Corum gets.
See, now I think you're conning yourself into believing that narrative, but the reality is Corum is getting more touches.
Yep.
Corum can be a good running back. That touchdown run he had was outstanding. Very good run.
Outstanding. He ran into his own lineman.
He was outstanding.
Get out of here. Get out of here with that. I've watched it multiple times.
Kyron is a very good running back, but it's been very, very clear that Sean McVay wants to run a 2 running back system, right? He doesn't want to put it all in there. And
I don't know how it's been clear. The past couple seasons, it's been 90% Kyron.
I know.
But he said that every year, and it's still been 90% Kyron. But this is the year he means it.
This is the year he's going to spread it out.
Okay.
And adding Devontae Adams to the mix just forces them to be more of a pass-first offense. Like you said, they're more of a pass-first offense, right? You got 2 elite wide receivers now on the outside. You want to keep those guys happy.
Yeah.
So it's not that Kyron Williams is not a great running back. He is. It's just I don't see that production and the need to have him like Chuba is necessary for his team.
Right. I can see that point of view.
Yeah.
I'm just happy the trade went through when Ricky and I discussed it. I mean, to be frank, I have 2 tight ends. I felt both of them were top 5 guys. Kraft was the original guy I wanted when we were drafting, but I thought I was going to have to fight you and Hobby for him. So when Bowers was there in the end of the 3rd round, I took my chance to take him. And then with Kraft being available in like the 13th round, I felt like it was too good a value. I had to take him there. We can't play 2 tight ends in our starting lineup. So here I'm going to have one guy going off on my bench no matter what. So I felt like I had to trade either him or Bowers. I feel like I put out 5 or 6 trade offers with Kraft, with Bowers, and some to see what would stick. And yeah, with Ricky, we worked out another deal with him. I wasn't sure. I thought for sure it would get vetoed once again. So maybe I should apologize to the league for calling certain people the Illuminati.
Wow.
That the deep state was really running this thing, that Manny was just a shadow puppet commissioner. Maybe the last trade really wasn't fair. Maybe we were wrong. Maybe the last trade wasn't fair and this one's more fair, and everyone saw that and approved it, except for Hobby.
Is this another prepared lawyer statement that we have?
No, I couldn't afford 2 of them. That was genuine. That was all me. Yeah, I could not afford. He's got high prices. I could not afford 2 of them. But yeah. So I felt like I had to pay for the one that was a little more, heartfelt. So they wrote that for me.
So the reason I gave you the clear winner of the trade is because of Zay Flowers. I think Zay Flowers is going to be a top 20 wide receiver by the end of the season.
I would love it I would love it to see it come to fruition. Let's make it happen.
He's been outstanding. So
yeah,
kudos to you for getting an elite player.
Why? Thank you very, very much.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the waiver wire.
Here we go. Yeah. I thought there wasn't going to be too many moves to be had. Looking at the week 2 waiver wire, I was wrong. We had more moves than last week.
Dead wrong. I was so jealous of you and Carlos gathering all the headlines from last week.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going to let that happen twice.
Not on your own podcast.
Not on my watch. It's
no.
And someone even that outdid me again, right? I mean, potentially you could swap Andrew and I's places for 1 and 2. So
yeah, it was the same.
Yeah. So I have 2 quarterbacks, right? I had 2 quarterbacks. I still do, but I dropped one. So as I said, Kyler Murray was my starting quarterback. I Jordan Love on the bench for 2 weeks.
You are a Packers fan.
Jordan Love as my security blanket on my bench, but I also want a quarterback that's going to run, going to take in some goal line touches, that's going to use his legs, right? Because I like running quarterbacks.
Daniel Jones is capable of that.
And Daniel Jones is capable. So week 1, Daniel Jones output, everybody was like, oh, this is good for him. Great job.
Yeah.
They want to give him nicknames and Indiana Jones, all this stuff. Like, great, good for you. Week 2, all right, let's see you do it against an elite defense.
And he did.
And he did it with 5 players. And he took away goal line touches from Jonathan Taylor. I was like, what is going on here? And those were design runs. It wasn't like a play broke up and he did it. It was designed for him to do that. And I was like,
I mean, he used to do that in New York as well.
Yes. And he looks like he's having fun. He looks like the coach completely trusts him. They're hugging. They're basically kissing each other on the sideline. It's a love affair.
I mean, he's happy to have a quarterback that he could trust after the past couple of years. Yeah.
Right. It's Anthony Richardson just in the background looking all glum and sad. And, so Daniel Jones, I mean, this could be one of those weird things where who was it a couple years ago? Geno Smith with the Seahawks had that revival season.
I mean, Jared Goff, once he went to the Lions and then got a new OC, then he bumped up.
Yep. Vikings last year with
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Praise be.
Right. Praise be Sam Darnold. So I'm banking on one of these quarterback new situation, great situation, very good defense of the Colts, excellent running game, one of the best offensive lines in football. I'm like, I got to take my shot on Daniel Jones, and I love their weapons. I mean,
Angel felt like he needed to take a shot, threw out a $15 bid, and you almost tripled them.
Yeah. I put down 43 because I was not going to lose out. Right, get your guy. Yep. I saw those, and I looked at the previous bids that Carlos had put last week on Justin Fields and Penix, and I was like, all right, I got to exceed 30.
Yep. So, I don't blame you there.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And more money for the pot.
Yeah. But Andrew,
this one blew my mind.
Had one up me with matching that bid offer for a different position player.
Yep. for Wan'Dale Robinson. The next highest bid being $9. And then I was like, man, what happened to Andrew's receivers? Did someone get hurt? Does he have a need for them? He's got Tyreek Hill, Brian Thomas Jr., and Garrett Wilson. So I don't know what the need that he felt was, besides maybe he just was that the only game he watched this past Sunday, saw him going off deep and was like, this is the guy no one else knows about.
Who do you sit then of those four?
Wan'Dale. I mean, come on. What? Yes. Yeah. Is he going to work him into his starting lineup here? I mean, you kind of have to if you spend that much on him. But when you look at those other guys, I mean, come on.
That's going to be classic when you see Wan'Dale Robinson.
The $43 Wan'Dale. It's going to go up in, league rafter history with, what was it, $123 for Kirk Cousins and $99 for Charbonnet. Yeah, that was the original.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, Charbonnet's jersey's hung in the podcast rafters here.
Yep, he is. Yep. He is. Hey, at least Daniel Jones catches the ball every play. So
yeah, I know that was a curious one. Next highest bid being $9. Even if he had spent half that much, put 21 down, I still would have. He's great in PPR. As you mentioned earlier, he typically gets a lot of the short routes. Who knows? Maybe this is really opening something up. Some Wilson Wan'Dale connection with Dayball there that Andrew knows about that we don't. He's 2-0, we aren't. So I mean, shit. What do we know?
Yeah. Well, Jackson's aren't starting midseason. Wan'Dale will be hitting the waiver wire again.
yeah. If he even makes it that far on his team.
But actually, this next bid, $21 for Troy Franklin. I thought this was a money pick by Angel here. Troy Franklin over the last 2 weeks has. Week 1, kind of a slow start, but there was a lot of buzz about him in the preseason, right? The way he was building connection with Bo Nix. But week 2, my goodness, I looked at his route tree, looked at his targets, looked at the catches. I watched that game because I was really invested in that Colts-Denver game. He looked awesome. I mean,
he did look great.
I was like, whoa. And so, I think I had thrown a bid in other leagues that I play, and I threw a bid on him. I didn't need him in this league, so I didn't, but you can see Carlos put a bid on him, and maybe someone else threw a bid on him as well. But he definitely was a top wide receiver waiver wire ad. I would say.
I mean, Romo, who's a Broncos fan, was the other guy who put a bid on him, but he was the lowest of the three.
Yeah. So definitely some interest from multiple people.
Yeah.
In the league.
Now, go ahead. I was gonna ask you. Similar situation to what we ran into with Andrew here. Angel is the guy who went 0 RB, just spent up to get Troy Franklin. He's got Rome Odunze, Nico Collins, Justin Jefferson. He also has Jacoby Myers and Calvin Ridley on his bench. How many times do you see him starting Troy Franklin in the next 5 weeks, let's say?
Now, here's the issue. When I saw Angel win, I was like, oh, good for Angel. Oh, this is the guy that has 6 wide receivers.
Yes. Along with Ricky.
I guess it's trade bait.
I didn't think of it from that perspective. Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. Is that he's trying to package him with something else to get a running back.
Yeah. Or maybe one of the other receivers he has is trade bait. They're a little bigger name, and then Troy Franklin's the guy he'll use in place of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Potential right there. So
so not a bad strategy. Yeah. Seeing the bigger picture.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I can see that because that's a piece. Like, as many people that have wanted him and that was targeting him, I'm being candid. I got him in other leagues, and I liked what I saw from him this week. If he has a back-to-back week with, again, 10-plus targets and 80 yards and a TD, he's definitely fired him up as a starting wide receiver, right? So now. Angel's next bid here is very curious to me.
Very much so. In fairness, he was a guy who tried drafting him in multiple leagues last year. So it seems like, as you mentioned, get your guy. Caleb Williams might just be his guy. Spend up $15 for him. Next highest bid, let me see here. Nobody. Oh, he could have gotten him for 0. Okay.
How many people needed a quarterback this week?
Probably about 4 or 5 in the league. Yeah.
And only one person bid on Caleb Williams.
That's that's kind of what it comes down to. He's had 2 games. How many of those 2 games has he looked good in?
1.
Oh, okay. So you're giving him some credit. I would have said half of 1, but okay. A lot of off-target throws. Yeah. In fairness, Angel does have Rome Odunze, who's had 2 great games back-to-back, so maybe he's looking for the stack strategy, I'm guessing, is what he's thinking.
Only thing that I could think of was he wants that stack, which I get that. The stack is good.
Yeah.
And I think he's thinking this way. the Bears again are proven to be so bad that garbage time touch, right? That garbage time. He got that garbage time.
Points.
Yeah. So they're going to be trailing. Like when they play the Packers, they're going to be throwing the ball late in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
You want a QB that's throwing the ball late in the fourth quarter. That's my only concern with Daniel Jones is hopefully the Colts keep games close where he's still throwing. I don't want them to be so far ahead so that where they're just running the ball with Jonathan Taylor. But yeah, I mean, he's banking on the fact that Caleb Williams is going to be throwing the ball late into the fourth quarter.
And maybe he'll kind of learn the offense, new head coach there, new offense being installed. Maybe over the course of the year, it kind of gets easier for him and he starts putting up better fantasy points and more consistent throughout the full game instead of just the first half of them. But I don't know if you have much time to wait on that. He does have Jaden Daniels. I'm sure if he's healthy, he's playing him. Maybe this is just his backup play in case Jaden really is hurt and missing a week or two with that knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it did seem like he could have spent, well, clearly $0 and gotten him.
Yep.
But hey, thanks for adding money to the pot, Angel.
Yeah. And then actually Rob, I think got the better value with Bo Nix in that $12 bid.
Yeah, I would agree. He was a guy when Carlos cut him after week 1. I was surprised to see it. I think preseason ranks had him as QB 7 to 9. So we're in a 12-team league, so that's not bad for your quarterback. He gave up on him after week 1, and Bo Nix had a rebound week 2. I thought he was going to be the guy that would go somewhere in the $30 range. I didn't need a quarterback, but I would have tried to scoop him up last week, even before the week 2 games, once I saw Carlos cut him for Fields. And yeah, I was surprised no one else besides Rob bid. So I think that $12 bid is really going to come into play for Rob. He was a guy on Ricky's team who helped lead him to a title. So clearly he knows how to lead people to fantasy championships.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a track record of having good success. I think week 1 was just kind of one of those weird stinkers, right? As we talked about, sometimes week 1's an extension of preseason, right? You're trying to figure your team out.
Yep.
Much better in week 2 against the Colts defense, right? It was cool because it was two very good defenses against each other, playing against very good offenses, and it wasn't a high-scoring game. Both defenses made plays, just the offenses on both sides really barely edged each other defenses out little by little, right? And it came down to a game-winning field goal and a massive mistake by Denver defense to give the Colts a second chance to kick that field goal. So it was a pretty much even game down the middle.
Yeah.
So both quarterbacks played well. Both defenses played well. It was a very, very entertaining game to say the least. So Bo Nix, surprising that he got on the waiver wire.
Surprising there was not much competition to go get him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would put a 6 guy up here if I could. It would be Blake Corum, who kind of actually had, I don't know if it was the most bids, but he actually had 4 people bidding on him. It was Carlos, myself, Ricky, and Angel. Carlos bid 7, sniped me. I bid 6, thinking I can get Corum for 6. And then Ricky with the classic $0 bid. And Angel, who needs running backs, spent 15 on Caleb Williams, put in a $0 bid on Blake Corum. That would have been my honorable mention to make this list here. I just thought it was interesting after the games on Sunday that the backup running back for the Rams here had multiple bidders on him, including some tight bidding where he ended up going for $7.
All right. I'm going to call you out here a second. Just 5 minutes ago, we talked about the Corum touchdown and everything. Obviously, there's something in that game tape that you liked about him to put a bid out there for him.
The bid was put in when I still had Kyron. I was not fully confident that our trade was going through. As you know from last week, it's a full 24 hours you have to wait. The trade was accepted on a Tuesday night, waivers run Wednesday. Even if I would have gotten Corum, I was not really going to be aware if Kyron was going to be on my team or not. With Kyron on my team, I really would have liked to have Blake Corum there just in case he either took over the role or Kyron, who's had some injury history early in his career. If those kind of pops back up, it was kind of a safety blanket. But yeah, if I didn't just put a bid on Corum and then ended up having the trade vetoed, then I would have felt a lot worse than I do at this point.
Got it. All right. So you're doing the handcuff purposes. Okay.
Yeah, especially with the trade veto history, the recent history. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
No, I think Corum's going to be fine. I think he's going to get more opportunity as the season goes on. And, obviously he's going to get goal line touches, right? Which is
I'd like to see it first in a game where, the score's a little tighter. That's all I want to see. Yeah, with them not up by 20 at this point.
All right, let's close this out.
Sure. Thursday night football,
as we like to discuss, right? Because we record this on Wednesday. I think this game is going to be – it's a divisional game, AFC East, Miami at Buffalo.
Yep.
Uh, I just Buffalo's so good right now. They run the ball so well. Defense is good. Josh Allen is just incredible.
Yep.
Miami feels like
James Cook too.
Oh, James Cook too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he got, after his hold in for the offseason, he got it paid, and he's running with some purpose now, looking again. I just don't see how Miami even stands a chance in this game.
No, not after how they've looked for the first 2 weeks. That defense has got awful. I mean, start every Bills player you have. I can tell you right now, I have Keon Coleman. I benched him last week because I felt like it was kind of going to be a tough matchup with Sauce Gardner. He kind of had a bad game, 2 points. I'm starting him again this week. Started him week 1, benched him week 2. I see that Dolphins defense. I'm playing Keon Coleman. Any Bills players you have, play against this Miami defense.
I like
the question for you, Manny, is if you have some Miami players, are you going to be benching them or starting them?
Ooh, I mean, you play Achane for sure, right?
Okay. How about Tyreek Hill?
You're kind of forced to, right? And so if you're Andrew, and maybe that's where Ronda Robinson is going to
replace
Tyreek Hill for this matchup. Maybe Andrew is not comfortable playing Tyreek Hill on Thursday Night Football, right? We know Thursday Night Football
games can be weird.
Could be very, very strange. And he didn't like that matchup, right? If that's the case, and I see Wandale starting over Tyreek Hill, Andrew, I get it. Good on you. But outside of those two, I don't see anyone else you start for Miami offense. Even Jalen Waddle, if Tyreek even is getting the attention, Jaden Waddle's one hit away from being out of the game, just like Tua's,
just like always.
Yeah, he's always going in and out of the game. It's crazy. And then Tua's one hit away from this defensive line just destroying his career. So
and the thing with Achane, as you mentioned, the strength of him isn't in running the ball, it's the receiving of the ball. He's getting so many targets and then turning them into 30-40 yard catches, whereas his rushing outputs have not been great, but he's really saving the day with those receptions out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's a pass catcher. I mean, don't call him running back. He's a pass catcher.
Yeah,
just coming out of the backfield, like Debo used to be at the Niners, right? That's what he is.
Yeah.
So, good on him for having that role. It's carved out good. It's good in Mike McDaniel's system. I just think Miami as a team, they're on the verge of being a complete blow up.
Yeah, it seems like coach might get fired soon. How many players, seeing that coming ahead, knowing, how bad they've been. 0-2 after these first 2 weeks, already losing to a divisional rival in the Patriots. I mean, they could just kind of be selling out early.
If they get blown out in this game, I mean, when there's smoke, there's fire.
I mean, you kind of are expecting it, though.
Yeah, well, there's chatter already been around. Like I said, McDaniel's being let go. If that happens, Tyreek Hill is probably going to the Chiefs, which would be insane.
I mean, that would be wild. But I hope they would ask for King's ransom back for him.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But you could see it. Right, Andy Reid is not.
I mean, they could be done, or they could just be holding tight, waiting to see what it looks like when Xavier Worthy's back and Rashee Rice.
Yeah. But they brought Kareem home. They just bring their old guys back. That's kind of what they do.
Yeah.
And we know that Tyreek and Mahomes have a connection. He's there.
Yeah. So if Hill leaves, it's a disaster wasteland for the Dolphins.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're looking.
That's why it was so funny when Andrew drafted Tua.
Oh, it was a shocking development. That's how everybody's picked him to be last because
I know we didn't know Drake May would fall ass backwards onto his team.
So Dolphins, only 2 guys were starting, maybe only one. Everyone else is no. I mean, if you're looking for any type of production, I think the Bills. I think this is a James Cook game. I even think this is a Dalton Kincaid. Keon Coleman's going to get 5 targets, maybe get 1 in the red zone. But Josh Allen's going to look to bounce back after that performance last week.
Yeah, or it could be like last week where they're up by so much at halftime, they kind of just put the backups in for the second half. Yeah, it could be Ray Davis game. Yeah.
And it is weird too because it is the night game. There is that possibility of that happening, right? Because they're saying they are basically our starters got no rest. If we get up by big at halftime, let our guys get the full weekend off, essentially.
Yeah, and exactly. And if the Dolphins aren't looking good early and the defense is looking, like they're holding them, then there's no reason to keep them playing well into the second half of that game. Seems like injuries happen more often on those Thursday night games as well.
Yeah, so I mean, even in this game, I could see a Dalton Kincaid or I see like a Ray Davis. Like maybe that's if you're playing DFS, right? In this way, if you're taking a shot in the dark on a running back.
Yeah,
Ray Davis or something.
You can get a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, to get late. Players are playing late in the game. That those kind of things work out where you can get someone on value that way. So
yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Bills win big. What's the score
You
line?
think so? I think it's 11.5. Bills by 11.5. So who you got?
11.5. My
Yeah, it's a
goodness.
lot of points
What's
for
the
a
total implied
Thursday.
point total? What's the implied point total? 42?
Let's see. I have it right here. So week 3. So over under is 50.5. So I guess the Bill. Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's like the Bills would have 32 and the Dolphins under 20, maybe 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
30 and 19 about.
35, 10. 35-10.
Okay, so you're taking the Bills in the giving up points.
Yeah, Bills covered 35-10. They should cover.
Yeah, exactly. Bills covering, but 35-10 would still be the under.
Still the under. Okay, so
okay. So the Bills in the under is what you're on.
Bills in the under, yeah. But cover, but hitting the under, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think after what we saw Lamar kind of do to that Buffalo pass defense, Fields got hurt early. I think I would take the over, and I would take the Dolphins minus the 11.5. I could see them being down maybe 17 in the fourth quarter and then getting some kind of garbage time Achane touchdown like they did in week 1. And then it ends up getting them within maybe 10, but the game's already well in hand with 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, that Bills defense is so good. They fly around the ball. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of injuries already piling up over there. Yeah. Right. So, and we saw what happened week 1. So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dolphins fans, sorry for you. Bills fans, I have a couple in my house here.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So you better pick the Bills.
Yeah. They'll be watching very fervently tomorrow. So
okay, good.
Yeah, there'll be Josh Allen idols all over the house tomorrow, I'm sure.
I'm sure there will be. Be sure he stays healthy.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, Guy just won. So, Cody, great show. Thank you.
Hey, back to you, Manny. Yeah. Thank you for accepting my apology.
Yep. The non-apology.
No. My lawyers wrote the apology, so it is a firm and in paper apology.
Oh, all right. I love it.
Yeah, notarized.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good one, bud, and I will see you next week.
I wish you the worst of luck this week.
All right. I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, that's so kind.
Yeah, by having a great output, but unfortunately stumbling at the.
That doesn't sound like the best of luck then.
The best of luck to try to beat me. That's what I'm saying.
There we go. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, so gracious of you, Kamish. Well, hey, guys, thanks for listening.
All right, have a good one.
Yep, you too. Bye.